where her frustrations got the best of her. Hopefully, later on, I'm sure she'll probably see this on social media and she'll go up to her coach and be like, my bad, coach. That was not cool of me. I shouldn't have slapped the clipboard. Angel Reese is definitely finding her own. And I think one of the biggest parts of her game that has improved is her shot selection. There were so many times where she was forcing up shots that she just didn't need to force up, and that's playoffs. And this was just a moment of frustration at the end of the game. It is funny though when you play the clip over and over.
Angel Reese just hit 7 technical fouls this season, leaving her one step away from automatic suspension. But that's not even the craziest part. Why are fans and analysts comparing her shocking behavior to performance art and what's really going on behind the scenes? You need to hear what insiders are saying about her career right now. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great. Thank you so much. Now, back to the video. 7 technical fouls. That's the number Angel Reese racked up in just a handful of games this season. Let that sink in. One of the league's brightest stars has been riding the fine line all season. And after her most recent antics, the wnba rulebook left no room for debate. Once you hit that threshold, suspension is automatic, plain and simple. But the real question is, how did things get this chaotic for Reese so fast? It all hit a boiling point during a jaw-dropping moment with her coach. Yep, I'm talking about that infamous clipboard incident. During a heated timeout, Reese was caught on camera swatting the clipboard out of her coach's hands mid-speech.
Of the floor during this game against the Washington Mystics, and they ended up losing by 2 points out of your hand. But I think it's just something with the Chicago Sky team. Like, they are not doing well this season. I think that is evident. It doesn't look like they are going to make. Angel Reese is definitely finding her own, and I think one of the biggest parts of her game that has improved is her shot selection. There were so many times where she was forcing up shots that she just didn't need to force up, and that's rebounder. But I feel like she's finding her own. She's making a lot better reads, and she's kicking out the ball when she doesn't have anything great inside.
It wasn't just a little tap either. It was a full-on frustrated slap that sparked an immediate reaction from fans. Half the internet called her out for disrespecting her coach, while others argued she was just showing her passion. Either way, one thing was clear. The tension on the Chicago Sky's bench was impossible to ignore. And it wasn't just with her coach. Reports and on-court interactions have hinted at growing friction between Reese and some of her teammates. Eye rolls, visible arguments during games, and moments of complete disengagement have only added fuel to the drama. There were even whispers about her clashing with fans. Once, she was seen tossing her headband toward a group of frustrated spectators after a tough loss. It's as if her frustrations with the pressure of stardom and the league's demands bubbled over at the worst possible times. Other top players have faced intense scrutiny too, but how they've handled it couldn't be more different. Take someone like Diana Taurasi, who turned fierce moments into leadership opportunities. Instead of letting emotions fracture her team, she used them to rally her squad. That's the kind of behavior the WNBA expects from its stars, and that's exactly where Reese is coming up short. For the Chicago Sky, it's not just a Reese problem anymore. It's a team and league-wide concern about what all this drama means for the game's image. For fans, this suspension doesn't just feel like a punishment, it feels like a turning point. And for Reese herself, the fallout may only be beginning. Here's where things get even more complicated. Angel Reese's suspension isn't just a basketball issue, it's becoming a branding disaster.
And it's like, here's the context, you guys. Angel Reese had a great game. She had 22 points, 15 rebounds. There were some questionable calls from the referees on both ends where her frustrations got the best of her. Hopefully, later on, I'm sure she'll probably see this on social media and she'll go up to her coach and be like, my bad, coach. That was not cool of me. I shouldn't have slapped the clipboard. This was a warranted crash out. Like, we can give Angel Reese a pass for this crash out. But Angel Reese, over her last 6 games, has recorded also her field goal percentage across the board has also made a leap. I think she is closer to 50% in her field goal percentage now. So
let's start with her Reebok AR1 campaign. This was supposed to be her big moment off the court, with billboards, digital ads, and social media reels hyping it up. But instead of turning heads in a good way, the campaign got dragged almost as much as her on-court behavior. Critics said it lacked authenticity, and fans weren't shy about pointing out how the whole thing seemed more like a failed publicity stunt than a genuine connection to her audience. One moment that sparked major backlash was Reese apparently trying to capitalize on Caitlin Clark's absence at the All-Star game. In Indianapolis, billboards went up featuring Reese with the line, "I'm in your city," but without Clark there, a lot of viewers thought the entire campaign felt hollow. Fans called out the timing and even accused Reese of using Clark's popularity rather than her own accomplishments. To make it worse, while Reese was trying to draw attention to herself,
at the end of the game. And so she's a competitor. Love or hate Angel Reese, she's a competitor, she's a fierce competitor, and I feel like this was just a moment. It is something that we never got too much information about. We never knew the severity of it, but we did see that in games before. This has also been a stretch of games where Camila Cardoso has been playing for the Brazil national team and she has been away. So 16 and 17, 24 and 16, 17 and 18, 18 and 17, and 10 points and 19 rebounds. She has really stepped up.
Ticket sales and viewership for the event plummeted. It didn't help when people joked online that there were more photographers than fans engaging with her rollout. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark's Nike deal, valued at a staggering $28 million, was thriving. Her signature shoe sold out in under 60 seconds, with resale prices skyrocketing to over $600. In contrast, Reese's campaign felt like, as one critic put it, a press conference with no audience. That stings, especially for someone who was trying to position herself as the face of a major brand.
Playoffs, and this was just a moment of frustration at the end of the game. It is funny though when you play the clip over and over. Angel Reese is getting a lot of minutes on the court. Overall, her game is improving. Unfortunately, it is just not leading. Over 15 rebounds in each game. And if you guys look at her stat lines here, they actually are pretty insane. 22 and 15. Still to the sky winning basketball games. They have still only won 5 games on the season. But shout out to Angel Reese. She is definitely improving across the board. And hopefully, I feel like where the me bounce came into play because she would put up a shot that wasn't the greatest shot, but then she was able to get her own rebound because she's a very skilled.
The buzz around her AR1 sneaker barely sparked interest compared to the frenzy Clark created, shining a light on just how differently their brands resonate with fans. Experts believe the issue lies in how Reese approached her image. While Clark's success is tied to hard work and authenticity, Reese's feels more like manufactured hype. The suspension could have come at the worst possible time for Reese. Or maybe, just maybe, it's her chance to reassess everything. Angel Reese's suspension isn't just about missed games. It's a chance for something bigger. Right now, she's at a crossroads where her actions can either redefine her career or push her further off course. The WNBA thrives on passion, but look at how even the league's best, like Caitlin Clark, balance intensity with connection. Reese has the same chance to rebuild her image, shifting from drama to dominance. If she can channel that fire into leadership, both on and off the court, she could come out stronger than ever. Everyone loves a redemption arc, and the next move is entirely hers to make.